Like, you still actually get
okay.
EXP for it even, but it's just that, like, there's no point to have EXP. Actually, I would say Earthbound had kind of a good EXP scheme, where, like, the amount of EXP you need per level sort of shoots up after a point, so you level off, and you can't really, like, gain more levels in that area. But then when you move to the next area, the next group of enemies in that area are giving you so very much more that, like, it's easy to level again. And then you get up to where it, like, exponentially goes up, and then you move on to the next area. So you can never, like, out-level the area that you're in.
Yeah. That's an interesting idea.
Yeah, so...
What I've always, what I'm used to is, say, like in the Final Fantasy series, where...
You just need a ridiculous amount of EXP.
I guess maybe it's Final Fantasy, but no, I'm thinking of one where when you go to the next area, basically what you have to do is I fight all the time in Area 1, and then when I reach Area number 2, I have to spend all my money on equipment.
Yeah.
And so the enemies are still doing the exact same amount of damage.
Yeah.
Only now I'm broke now. So it's like, so there's really no point in leveling up.
Yeah.
Technically, it's like, okay, well, now that I have 10 defense, the enemies have 15 attacks. So it's like, it's basically the same gap between you and the monsters.
Yeah. Well, it's something to increase the amount of playtime and prevent you from moving along too quickly.
I guess. Are there any RPGs where they don't have EXP? Well, I guess that would just annoy you.
Well, I mean, there are some games where...
It'd be strategy RPGs, though.
Yeah, I was going to say it's not really like regular RPGs that do that.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Anyway, next email, since we're hurrying along.
We'll split this up into 2 podcasts.
Yeah, I think we may have to, because I still have one more email, and then all of the
Michael
YouTube...
Jeddy's Bogus Adventure, Excellent Adventure, and then Bogus Journey.
Yes.
That's what we named the 2 of them.
Yes, the Mike and Jeddy show.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hey there, GameCola crew. Rizaman33 here, again. And I have a few questions for you. And my sister has one.
Oh my goodness. Razorman.
Rizaman, yes.
Is his sister named Sarah?
They don't say. I might have to look at the other email that they sent us before.
It doesn't matter.
Question 1. Have you ever spoiled a game for yourself before? Whether it was a new or old game. If so, do you regret it? For example, I've spoiled Phoenix Wright 3 for myself by reading what happened and who the culprits are before even buying the game, and I regret it. Question 2. What is your favorite scene, line, and or quote from the Ace Attorney series? My favorite...
Oh, man.
My favorite was when Edgeworth first saw the blue badger in Case 5 and said, "What was that wriggling piece of plywood?"
Mm-hmm. I think he actually dropped a swear word in that sentence.
I avoided it.
Okay. It's not a bad swear word, though.
No, but...
It's not the worst one that Edgeworth says in the game.
This is a G-rated podcast.
Yes. Although iTunes has us listed as explicit.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Well, then again, Christian Porter...
is on most of the podcasts, yeah.
Yeah. My sister's question. When you are talking about a game, have you ever spoiled the ending or the whole game for people who haven't played it yet?
Ooh, yeah.
If you did you get any hate mail about it? You know, maybe we should just, like, answer these questions as I read them instead of reading them all in order.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm already halfway done, and this is the last email, so I'm just going to keep going.
Okay.
Question 4. Have you ever played a game or watched someone else play a game and immediately loved it? For example, I was watching my cousin play Zelda Ocarina of Time, and I loved it the first time I saw it, and I am a huge Zelda fan today.
Same thing happened to me. I was watching somebody play it. I forget his name, but that's how I got interested in Zelda Ocarina of Time, as I watched somebody else play it. I remember the exact place where he was doing it. It was in the one room in the Spirit Temple where you have to move the mirror to shine on the various suns, and there are like 4 suns in the room. So the answer is yes, and I know it in nerdy detail.
Are you Rizaman33?
No.
Is your sister's name Sarah?
I didn't write any of the emails for this podcast. Are you crazy?
Question 5. What is your favorite music from the Ace Attorney series? Mine is the Tell the Truth theme from Justice for All, and the...
I can answer this for Paul. It's the Turnabout Sisters theme. He played it at his wedding, and I think this was mentioned on his wedding episode. are on his wedding post. It's like he played that song.
Wow.
The one that goes do 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 do. Yeah.
Wow.
It's the one that plays at the start of case number 2 of the first game.
I've never actually played the games, so I'm kind of useless in this whole discussion about.
You just have to trust me that it's good music.
I will.
Well, it's interesting. I think Nathaniel Hoover, he commented on the Phoenix Wright series, which was they redo the music for every single game.
Really?
Yeah, which is strange sometimes because there are some theme songs which stay constant, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Like you have Maya's scene in the first for Maya's theme because she's a character, so they have music specifically for her, and they had to remake it for the second game because the second game is like we're remaking all the music.
Yeah.
And then they had to remake it again for the third game.
Yeah.
But so if you're like playing the game simultaneously, it's going to annoy you, but if you're playing them one at a time, it doesn't. What are the other questions? Favorite Ace Attorney quote? I think I liked. I don't know. We'll come back to this later on when somebody else who's played Ace Attorney can answer.
That's the thing. Well, like, okay, have you ever spoiled a game for yourself?
I think I spoiled the ending for Phoenix Wright 3. I think I might have. I don't remember.
Yeah, I mean, I know that I've done it before. I just can't remember what it was. I tend to do this where, like, I'll be playing a game and I'll, like, be interested in the game, so I'll go look it up on Wikipedia. But then
then it tells you what happens.
Yeah, and I'm like, why did I read that?
I think, those are the ones that I regret the most, is when it's accidentally spoiled to you rather than, I was trying to see what happened.
Because, like, you'll be reading, like, the character descriptions, and suddenly you'll be like, oh yeah, and then, he does this, and you're like, no, why?
Yeah, and, like, the ghost trick, Phantom Detective or whatever, I remember the ending for that was spoiled, and I didn't like it.
Yeah.
The main character is actually, spoiler alert, everybody cover your ears, by the way. The main character is actually a cat.
Meow?
Meow.
Well, actually, have you ever played a game or watched someone else play a game? Oh, wait, no, that wasn't it. Huh. Wait. Oh, my sister's question. When you're talking about a game, have you ever spoiled the ending or the whole game for people who haven't played it yet? In which case, you just did, Michael Gray.
I think the answer is yes.
But
when talking with people, I try not to spoil it.
We've never gotten any hate mail, actually. At least not that I know of.
I don't know. Some people have different ideas about what counts as a spoiler.
Yeah.
So if it's something I think would count as a spoiler, then I wouldn't say it.
Yeah.
But, other people have different ideas about what's a spoiler.
Yeah.
So, like, say in Final Fantasy III for the SNES, it's like some people think it's a spoiler when I tell them that Kefka is the final boss of the game.
Yeah.
It's like, well, it's pretty obvious that he's the final boss of the game. At least I thought so, but...
Yeah. What is your favorite scene, line, and or quote from the Ace Attorney series? I think you said we should discuss that when there's actually people
who love the series who are here. Yeah.
Unlike me, I've never played it before.
There are so many great lines, which is why the most recent one was a sort of a, I don't want to say failure, but it wasn't as good because, they made the original games in like 2008, 2009, the translations, and, then the economy died and everybody got fired. And so Capcom had to hire new people. I think I called them unpaid interns who translated the most recent game.